back to another episode of Ball Knowledge Podcast. Today, we are joined by former Kansas quarterback Hamilton Hill. He played quarterback for Kansas in the 1990s. I know that's so long ago. Alrighty, do you have any?
We actually had football back in the 1990s.
Really?
It was crazy.
Was it black and white?
Full helmets and everything. No, thank you a lot for having me on, and I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, this episode is a doozy. We are going to go over every defensive coverage in football, and we're going to draw up plays to beat them. So we're going to draw out every defense, and then Hamilton and I are each going to write our own plays, and then we're going to explain how each of our plays is going to beat that coverage. And we're going to go from cover 0 all the way up that number system up to cover 8. So excited. Let's get this going. We'll start off right away with cover 0.
Cover 0 is basically there is no safety help. Everybody on the defense is playing man-to-man. Man-to-man here, and here. One of these linebackers has to take the running back, and somebody's got to be responsible for the quarterback. And that's the whole defense right there, no safety help.
Yeah, so then each of us now, we're going to draw our plays. For me, I've just got the double slants thing, because one of the biggest routes to run on man coverage, that's a man coverage beater, is slants.
Yes.
And especially when there's no safety help, slants is just a killer. You also, because the defense, they're usually rushing 5 or 6 guys, you want to get that ball off really quick.
Absolutely.
So what do you
Yeah, so I've got a slant right here. So I've got that too. I've got a quick out here in case we need to get rid of the ball quickly. One in, boom, out here. I got this guy coming here. This whole area is clean. I've got my best receiver right here. I've got one-on-one in this whole field. So I've got 2 shots that I could, even though they're deep balls, I could take them quickly, or I could take an easy quick slant or the quick out. That's what I do.
So cover 1 here. Cover 1 is a man coverage. This is a single high safety that's going to play up, and then you got usually it's your strong safety is going to play in the slot, or no, yeah, your strong safety is going to play in the slot, and then this is just another like nickel defense, and you got your 2 linebackers here, and yeah, it's just man. So we're gonna go draw up some plays. So what I got here is I've got this little corner route from the outside, and my Y is just running just like a little post-ish with an inside release. This is because the safety automatically, the safety is going to look to see if there's 2 routes going upfield, and that just puts him in a pickle right there, because then he has to choose which direction he's going to go in. And then over here, because the linebacker is also probably going to then, if the safety has to bite on the outside, the linebacker then has to go up and jump to the inside, the little zone linebacker right here. And so that leaves the F open in the middle of the field if he can beat this corner. And then the Z, just another outside release, just a straight fly. And then another big thing, receivers, is if he's even, you can leave him. And so basically, if the corner is matched up against you, you could beat him. If he's not, cut in.
You know, you probably saw this in the national championship game, but that was it was cover 1, I believe, on the last play when it was 3rd and 10 or whatever it was, and Jeremiah Smith had that corner right there, and once he was even, he was leading, like you said. What I did was kind of similar in some ways. I had 2 verticals on the outside, make this guy, the safety kind of caught, sees people going deep. And then I just had these 2 inside receivers, tight ends, whoever they are, running basically a mesh rail type thing, a slant. They're both crossing the field. Maybe there's going to be some chance to get lost in traffic there. But this whole field here, if I'm the quarterback and I can't throw deep, this is going to be all cleared out. The running back's going that way. This guy's going that way. This whole part of the field is going to be opening up. And if this guy can lead his man through all that traffic there, boom, you hit him. Got a great play.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to show you guys cover 2, which is a famous defense. It just means 2 high safeties. Each safety is responsible for the deep half of their side of the field. The corners are responsible for the flats in their area. And then you've got the 3 linebackers. The middle linebacker often drops back a little bit there to help cover the middle. And the other 2 linebackers are guarding these kind of hook zone areas right around here. What do you got?
So I got... So I got the big thing, the biggest holes in cover 2 are the outside and the middle, because you got like essentially 5 zones, and safety can only really cover 2 of them. And so I've got both of my inside receivers going in for that money shot, and then I've got the X kind of more or less on like a slight corner-ish, just trying to like spread out, because if the whole point on offense is you want to get the defense to expand. And then over here, I just got the Z just running a curl just to, you know, bait this corner into not going with the F. And then I just have my tailback just going on a little wheel.
Nice. We got some similar things here. So
Yeah.
I got kind of the classic cover 2 thing here where I got the smash route like you had here, a little short 5-6 yard route, and then a corner coming behind it. So it puts that corner, he has to choose. If he comes up, boom, the safety cannot, unless he's amazing, it's very hard for him to get there on a corner route and stop it. If he drops back, you've got that there. You've got this here, which also is gonna bring the corner up. I also had the tight end coming down to go right down the middle. My college coach used to say, hide it a little tight end down the middle on cover 2. Because if this safety flies out there with a corner, all of a sudden this guy's sneaking here, and this one's going vertical, so then you got this safety's in a bind too. Of course, all these things look good on the whiteboard. You gotta get it off before you get sacked, but you can make these things happen. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about cover 3. Cover 3 means there's 3 high safeties. A team often does this if they've been getting beat deep and they don't want that to happen. Keep everything in front of them. So they've got 3 safeties covering the sides. The weakness of cover 3, sometimes you can beat it with 4 verticals because, you know, they can't all cover everybody. But also these flats sometimes, one of these guys would often be a linebacker coming out to cover a big flat area, and sometimes that's a softness in cover 3. Another place that it's soft is often right in the middle. If that middle safety's dropping back, usually there's a little hole right there in the middle.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, so what I did here was I tried to exploit this part of the zone. So I had this receiver running, I have the tight end busting it straight down the field, pulling the safety with him, maybe even get a little bit of action from this linebacker here. I got the running back flaring out to the left, so maybe this linebacker peeks a little bit this way, and all of a sudden you got this receiver coming in on a dig route, settling right in this zone, maybe nice 15-yard gain. And then I've got a couple other guys if you need, including the running back if you need an outlet.
Yeah, and I have something pretty similar. So I just have dagger on this side, just because dagger is usually a very common cover 3 play. And this basically isolates. So if this safety is basically trying to get to the middle and is trying to force this middle safety to either come down or go up, and either way, that's usually going to leave someone open. And then if the linebacker here bites and sees this route coming, you got F coming right down the middle, and there's no one catching him. And then yeah, you just have your Z as that beater if things get open. So over here, next one we got cover 4. So this is 4 players playing high, 3 players down here. This is the most prevent of prevent defenses right here. This is to make sure absolutely nothing gets over the top of the ball. This is usually in 2-minute drill situations, and like this, when you're sitting there wondering, why is my team giving up these 5 or 7 yard completions? This is why, because there are only 3 players guarding the intermediate zone. But it does usually stop like these deep routes. So we're gonna go draw up some plays here.
So what I did was, you know, one of the weaknesses, for the reason I just said, they're trying to prevent the deep ball. One of the things I did was, the weaknesses are these flats. And so if you needed a quick 8-10 yard completion, get out of bounds, this guy's running a hook, boom. This guy's running a 10-yard out, boom. I had this guy going deep to keep the safeties honest, and also to pull this safety here out of the way to make sure we can complete this little 10-yard out. I also snuck a running back right up the middle. Sometimes these linebackers in cover 4 are so worried about getting to the flats to protect that maybe you can sneak somebody right down the middle.
Yeah, so I'm also was thinking work the flats. So that's what my F receiver is doing, because this linebacker, this is usually the linebacker type, and he's going to try and he's just usually not fast enough to get to that receiver. So you're going to see someone like Justin Jefferson do this a lot, where he's just going to find this linebacker and he's going to cut straight in front of him. Mm-hmm. And then you just got the Z, who is going to go up and just try and get that easy little quick cut in. And then you've got your wide receiver. He over here is going to try and confuse this linebacker. He's doing a, whatever that called. It's like a China route or something.
Quick cut out.
Yeah, just quick cut out and like a whip around. And yeah, so this is to bait this linebacker, and because usually the Y is faster than a linebacker, he it's baited in, and then you just got your X doing the exact same thing on the opposite side.
And your linebacker's gonna get pulled out of the way by the wire.
Yeah.
Now we're going to draw up what's called cover 5, which is basically just cover 2, but underneath the cover 2, instead of a zone by the corners and the linebackers, they're playing man. So these guys are manned up all across the field, including that middle linebacker on the running back, and then you got 2 deep safeties who've got half the field and are there for protection.
All right, so cover 2 man, otherwise known as cover 5, is the optimal time to get your quarterback running because the safeties are focused. They're also safeties 15 yards downfield, and they're focused on these deep routes. And this, like the corners are usually, or linebackers are always turned to their guy and making sure like they don't get beat. So the quarterback has nobody covering him. So that's where the quarterback is free to go take off and get that 15-yard gain.
That's a great play. I didn't know we could draw quarterback runs on here. No, that's pretty good. So I love it. I had a similar thing in just terms of isolating that linebacker, which is these guys, like Isaac said, they're going to be head down, playing man. You send these 2 vertical, they're going with them, and the safety's rolling there. This guy now, if this guy's a better athlete than that guy and he knows where he's going to, boom, just sprint him out here and get him the ball in space, and all of a sudden this is all opened up, and we've got a middle linebacker trying to cover your tailback here. And if that for some reason is blown up, this guy going to take this route, he's going to go with him, the deep safety's going to go, and then you're basically one-on-one slant with all this open field here. This linebacker will be gone, this will all be open here too. So you got 1, 2 there.
That's a great option. I love that. So what we got here is we got cover 6. Cover 6 is really just cover 4 and cover 2. 4 plus 2, 6. That's where it gets its name from. And the cover 2 is on the short side of the field, while cover 4 is on that long side of the field. Usually this is just like spread out the defense. This is what the defense wants. This is what gets the most ground covered because you got the 4 defenders playing the long side of the field. You got 3 defenders playing the short side of the field. And yeah, that's really it.
And it's a lot harder. The best cover 2 beaters are little routes where you make that corner choose and you put something behind him. It's a lot harder to do that to the short side, to the boundary side of the field. There's just not much room. So what I did was on the cover 4 side, trying to get this little easy one, the flat's a little weakness here, send the outside guy vertical to hold that safety. Boom, hard cut out. So you got an option right here for a nice 7, 8, 9 yard gain with the running back coming right here. On the back side with the cover 2, I wanted this inside guy to cross the inside of the safety's face and go deep. Take him with you. He's going to turn this way. Now all of a sudden you basically have one-on-one over here, but this corner's playing zone, thinking he's got help over the top. And so you've got a shot there. Maybe take the easy one here, but you got a shot back here if you want.
I love your play. That's perfect. I mean, my idea was just another form of dagger where just the safety has to then go choose. Like typically, like what you want is you want to run this deep enough where the safety then has to bite, just so that way this corner then thinks that he has help over the top. And then over here, I think I got this is my flat run right here, but then I just got covering the inside because eventually he will then come back and there will be nothing there if this guy can also go and beat this. And then we just got our F, just trying to also take away this safety's like eyes from this guy. And this is why I wish I had more room on my whiteboard to show that this guy will just eventually just keep going right there and keep meandering while this guy just keeps going up if he's beating him.
Yeah, perfect.
So you're sitting here thinking probably, didn't you see this before? Getting a little bit of deja vu. This looks exactly like cover 3. Well, that's because cover 7 is in the cover 3 format. So this is something that Nick Saban invented when he was on the Browns coaching staff. I know most of y'all youngins, just like me, only remember him on Alabama. But apparently back in the black and white time, that was the 90s, Nick Saban was on the Browns.
Coaching for Bill Belichick.
Oh, yeah. And so basically, cover 7 is both a man and zone play. So with the holes in the defense, you got your outside. And then what cover 7 is going to do is these linebackers, if they see a player is going towards the weak zones, the linebacker is going to switch off his zone and just follow that man. So, yeah.
Perfect. Let's beat it. So what I did, I think probably similar here because great minds think alike, but what you want to do on any defense is use their rules against them. So cover 3, if their rules are these guys are trying to match up and people are going to the soft spots in the zone, which is the outside corner there, down this little hash here, these linebackers might go with these receivers. Boom, boom. All of a sudden now this running back, there is no one home because these safeties are playing deep. These linebackers are matching according to their rules. They think, oh God, these guys are going right to the soft spot. I got to go with them. And then all of a sudden this running back sneaking out of the backfield after they turn their heads. He's wide open over here. Hit him on this side in case that doesn't work. We've got this guy going deep and clearing people. Hopefully this linebacker goes with him and matches. Safety goes with him. And this guy's going to just run a hard in cut, and this whole center of the field here should be open.
I think we literally had almost the exact same play. So the biggest difference I can see is I just have him running like an angle route. Just, yeah, I don't know, just the middle of the field, just sitting like right here while these guys are busy trying to cover these guys going downfield. And then my biggest thing though is I just have the Z just running right past the corner and going on a stop. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's just my one difference.
I love it. And we're hoping these guys aren't Nick Saban type defenders on defense.
Oh yeah, no, please, that would be brutal.
Yeah. Cover 8, what is it?
So cover 8 is basically cover 6 but flipped. So instead, I also flipped my thing. So we got our X receiver. Basically, the reason I flipped is also to show that it's following the X receiver. So your best receiver is going to get the cover 2 because what you want is for this guy to be pressed up almost. Like you want to disrupt his route. And so that's where you're going to get your cover. That's why you get cover 8 is like stop your Justin Jeffersons and OBJs back in the time. And yeah, so drop some plays.
Awesome.
So what I got is basically all this attention is going on the X receiver, right? So I want him to distract the most people. So X is not necessarily my number one option, but he's also getting into this big chunk of space. Mm-hmm. So we got here, our X is going flying out and he's distracting this guy, and then the safety. And so at least 2 of them are going to get drawn in somehow, and some miscommunication is bound to happen. And if not, even if they just take 1 or 2 steps towards the receiver, that opens up significantly for everyone else on the field. So we got our wide receiver. He's just gonna, while this corner and this safety are kind of focused on this X, just flying down the middle of the field, this wide receiver is just coming a little bit to the corner, just like running a corner route, and is that distracting piece. We got our F just running a quick slant when just open up the middle of the field, and then we just got our Z taking away this corner, basically this entire side of the field.
I like it. So I have something similar in the sense of using your best receiver. Say this is, Justin Jefferson or Jeremiah Smith, whoever it is. Boom, they did this coverage to stop him. Put him hard up here. This corner, even though it's cover 2, is going to go with him. The safety is going to come with him. This half of the field is now going to open up.
Yeah.
I got this guy coming on a hard out. The linebacker flies out with him. We've got a little running back there. If the linebacker stays in here with the running back, boom, hit him here. He's got a lot of room to run because this guy's cleared it out. Over here, similar idea to what Isaac did, but have this inside guy, boom, go right by the linebacker, across his face so the linebacker's paying attention to him. Hold these 2 safeties who are both focused on not letting anyone beat them deep. Boom, this guy right here, 5, 6, 7 yard catch, and then some yards
I like it.
catch.
Alrighty, so thank you so much,
bet.
Hamilton, for
Thanks
coming
for having
on.
me.
Don't forget, next week we have got Prince Amukamara coming on the podcast.
Whoa.
So big, exciting episode. Can't wait to see you then.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. See you later.
Yeah.
You got it.